Well, I'm definitely glad you got it done, right? Now you know. And then we'll fuck with you and turn all our cameras off.
Hey Brian, just in case you wanted to know, you're live on Twitch right now.
Oh,
okay.
So we're all live on Twitch. Yay! Hey, Twitch!
Right, but there, you can hear the voices. I didn't want you to inadvertently share some medical.
Out there. Yeah,
oh, wow.
I'd already talked to the boss lady. She was totally cool with it. She's like, fine. I think she was almost ready to let me work from home permanently. It's like, no.
Isn't that the goal?
Use it. Use that to your favor, man. So don't say anything to the DMV.
About the building?
About that one. Users are a no drive situation.
When I worked for the NRO, there was this guy that I worked with. He was a military retiree. He was medically retired because he had narcolepsy.
Oh God!
We had one of those in the TK.
And they were just
Clifford Dean.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
He was a narcoleptic. He face planted his face in a keyboard on one of our classified databases, and I'm sitting there, I'm hearing ding 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 ding, and his face is in the keyboard.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
he's as tall. If I remember, he's tall, gangly with the little round, kind of like Brian in a way.
No, Brian. He's
beefier. He's beefier. Yeah, well, there we go.
I'm kind of a wide person.
At Fort Huachuca, we in the 96 Bravo class that was there, they had a narcoleptic, and they had fun with him because he could sit in class, be asleep. You ask him anything that was talked about, and he had the info. And that's why they let him in, because he could completely bring it all back. So that bastard had everything working for him. He could sleep, get his Z's, listen to class, ace the tests, nothing to it.
Wow. That's actually really interesting.
Yeah, he was.
That was me in AIT too. I was just like, if you meet my buddy.
Well, you were just hung over, man. You were just hung over.
Yes, he was.
Okay, so we are live. Welcome back, everybody. This is the Mystic Syndicate, and I'm your host and Dungeon Master, Brian. We're again blessed to have our good friends from Drunkards and Dragons here with us this evening. And we are on episode 53 of A Princess of Celene, a custom content Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition campaign. 53. Wow, guys. So here we are. So but
we level up?
No, that's what all the fancy toys were for.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't get a level and fancy stuff, so
Oh, okay.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, but
if I give it back, will I get the level?
No.
I'm not giving this back.
Yeah, I was thinking Yarn was not about ready to just throw away a staff of power, and of course I can't see Kelex giving away a Holy Avenger either. But some people.
I just keeps rolling over in my head over and over and over. Why do we have a staff of power and a Holy Avenger?
It's a good question. And maybe this evening you might get some answers to it. We'll see. You just never know. So, as always, let's go ahead and start with introductions, and we'll start up there with Melinda.
Melinda, I play Grenna Babbleboots, a ranger-ish person with her companion Bubbles.
Hi, I'm Mike. I play Kiffi Blackhammer, a dwarven cleric of Fortubo. It is chronically muted.
Oh, well, you know, it helps that I'm muted all the time because you guys don't want to know the babble that goes through my mouth all the time. Hi, I'm Ed, and I plays Lord and Ambassador Tomas Waverly from the Yeomanry, but protector of the galaxy.
Are you like Luke Skywalker or somebody?
Man,
Captain Diplomat.
I feel like
Hello,
you need to get some of that up.
Hello, I'm Pav. I play Kelex Zelenen, a human paladin of Heironious.
I'm Russ. I play Járngrímur töframaður Halldórsson.
I am.
And Ambassador Waverly can call me Star-Lord.
Starfish.
All right. I'm. Let's get this back into reality. I am Timble Snivenblaven. I am an artist traveling with these guys, disguised as the High Chancellor of Bissell. But we're going to rectify that stuff soon.
Okay, so very good. So the last time that we were all together, you all had been in discussions about what you wanted to do next. One of those, of course, being a trip to the Feywild to rectify the situation with the curse that had been laid upon you by Pellak, who is a dryad princess from the Feywild. But you had some other ideas too that you needed to address. So I kind of think most of you guys were able to come up with at least a plan. Are we sticking with a plan?
Can we go to a bar and drink until we actually go through to the Dwarven Wilds?
The Dwarven Wild.
Dwarven Wilds. Oh boy, because I think the last place you all were at, I believe you were in Instead,
Had just
Yes, we're in
Zelda.
or were you in Greyhawk? So hard to remember sometimes.
We were in
instead.
Yeah,
we were in
Instead.
Instead.
Okay, cool. Very, very good.
Switching off Yolanda.
Right. Yeah. Which is something you guys like to do some tweaking. Okay. So what is it going to be?
While they're deciding, I'm going to find a master craftsman and place the orders for 10 of those items that I wish to have that we discussed earlier.
Okay. This should be interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know, normally a Prince Albert is only one.
Maybe ready, do you think?
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you're able to pull yourself away and try to locate a suitable artisan who would be able to pull off something like that. Of course, it does have a magical component to it, does it not?
It does.
Yeah. Okay. So, of course, the craftsmanship of the cube itself will have to match. Will have to be a masterwork so that it will be able to hold an enchantment, and it would also be a permanency, would it not? I believe.
Yes.
I believe in permanency. I like that.
It worked out to be 2,000 gold pieces a piece if I did everything right.
Okay. I almost kind of feel that, well, okay, so I mean, you came up with the design. You are now putting it before artisans to make a sort of a mock-up. A mock-up?
Yeah, they literally, the way the rules are for crafting are pretty stupid now. They call it a recipe. So once you figure it out and all this kind of stuff, and then it's supposed to work, I'm paying somebody. They figure it out.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay. So you're the idea guy.
I'm Donald Trump of this industry.
Oh, so it's not going to fucking work. That's good to know.
Well, I mean, of course, we'll have to see. That's one thing. But I do like the idea, and it is kind of a fun sort of item. Okay, so while he's doing that, what are the rest of you deciding? Temple?
Bartholomew. We need to go see Bartholomew, if I remember right.
True.
Who's Bartholomew?
The wizard that I messed up his little plan, or not wizard, but druid that I messed up his little summoning thing.
That's right. I remember him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're so good at messing up things.
Yeah.
Somebody has to do it.
Yeah, he's considered a ley line druid.
Yeah.
So, which is interesting.
I think that's probably where we should go to the wilds, see if he can facilitate or at least lead us in the right direction. Or who knows, he might know a here that could lead us.
Okay, I'm still confused.
We have to get the gems first.
Okay, I thought that the order of operations was get the boat checked out, get the gems, go fish.
I thought.
I
Is
think
that not what we're planning on doing?
I think it's kind of cute that you think we're going to be able to get that boat, because I think anytime we travel, if it's by magic, it could be a little problematic. Now, I don't know if you want to ride griffins
about the boat,
but I think the Fae are calling us.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that. Just
I have this little itch down on my ass. I'm pretty sure they're wanting us.
That's a little itch, and it's way far down there.
I'm just going to point out he doesn't have a hair on his ass, so we know it's not hair.
Okay. I agree with Melinda or Grenna. Yeah, we were supposed to go to pick up some gems to help with our situation in the Fae, but I think we also were talking about stopping in Pellak on the way to talk to Truelight.
Oh, that's right. Promote him, make him the man, and cut ties. You're speaking the gospel, man. Yes. Yes.
I'm keeping my tongue. What y'all talking about?
Yeah, that is true. Yarn, you are kind of at this point in time, unless you can find a suitable replacement, but it's almost impossible to find one. You would probably have to take on an apprentice to learn all of the stuff that you now know. And it would take years to bring an apprentice up to that point. So you're kind of unfortunately stuck. But it's not a bad thing for a court wizard. That's usually not terrible. Where Kelex and Timble are, it's a little bit more problematic for them.
Hey,
I think Timble's got a mouse you can teach your secrets to.
And by now, I've already made duplicates of all of the appropriate stamps and letterheads and all of that stuff. I may be leaving the office, but I'm keeping a few accoutrements.
The office is not leaving you.
All right, so let's try to solidify a plan, right? We're going to stop, head toward the Dragon Horde to get the gems. We're going to stop on Truelight on the way, or talk to Truelight on the way at Pellak.
Mm-hmm.
we're going to. What's next? Do we want to go and see if we can get this boat situation sorted before we head to the Fae?
No, everybody seems to be wanting to go to the Fae. We can get the boat. The boat's not going to take that long to modify, I don't think. A week, maybe.
Okay.
And then to fit it out to go. Our biggest problem is going to be supplies and our actual route.
What if we talk with the Queen, see if that's something they can help with while we are away?
Yes, because Celene has a big navy.
Well, no, with supplies. Oh, you talking about for building the boat? Okay. Sorry, I thought you meant like for supplies for travel.
No, we don't necessarily have to
Why
build
can't we
the
just
boat.
commandeer a boat?
A boat? A boot?
A boot.
Gonna piss off the Canadians. Who cares?
What are they going to do?
They're already
I
pissed.
like my bacon.
I think they're already pissed off, aren't they? Okay, go on. I had to. It was there. Just low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, are we taking griffins? Are we magically traveling? Are we on foot?
Dragon!
Dragging on here.
I would say if we can get
We have
griffins,
no
let's
way
use the
to-
griffins. I mean, we could call, or I can never say her name, Arithrax, whatever.
Hey, Mr. X.
Erebus Rex.
Anthrax. But I think, I mean, we don't know where she's at right now with her little hatchling. So
Cool.
So I vote griffins if we can get them.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
It's whenever we teleport, we get F'd in the A.
Yeah, there is that
Why they're
chance.
called the Fae.
Yeah, that is true.
Well,
Okay.
So okay, so
We can
that's the plan. Just make sure the plan. Dragon Horde, stop on Pellak on the way. Come back. Are we going to, and then come back to Celene and then talk to the Druid to help us get into the Fae, right? That sound right?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Anybody else got anything to something?
No, everybody's good?
Okay.
Okay. So, yes, you were able to acquire the griffins for your use. That is definitely not a problem. And so you're going to travel to the Dragon Horde to pick out gems and things of that nature.
Before we go,
Before we
Brian,
do
there's one
that-
thing Kelex would like to do.
Oh, okay.
I'll wait till
Need
everybody
about
talks.
10 minutes. I need maybe 10 minutes for that. I know you're
Yeah,
in
no
armor.
Conjugal visits. Yeah.
Actually,
Terrible.
Kelex wants to go talk to Moore's Ivy real quick
Ooh, more
about a shield. Well, I left him and Shearer that shield to engrave. I can't think of his name. I tried to find it in my notes. I couldn't find it. The guy who saved my life.
Okay, that's Yusuf.
Yusuf. There you go.
Yep,
Okay, hold
Yusuf. Yes.
on. I want to go see if he's got the shield ready.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So you take a couple of minutes to travel up to Moore's Ivy's tower, and you rap on the door. You don't see any guards here at this time, so you're kind of thinking that most likely Aldor is probably in. And as you rap on the door, it creaks open slowly, and on the other side there's like a wall before you get to the stairs. A magic mouth appears, and it says to you, "Welcome. Are you here to see Master Moore's Ivy?
Yes.
Then you may proceed." And so you make your way up, and Moore's Ivy's standing there, and he's like, "Hey, what did you think about the magic mouth?"
Master Morzai, yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying to come up with a different, something a little bit different as a greeting. But I think what I would really like to do is see about adding some way of being able to maybe like a seeing stone or something so that I can actually see the person who is at the door. I think that would be probably better than just having a magic mouth introduce people or say hello. So he's kind of thinking about it. He says, "Oh, but Kelex, you're here for something other than magic mouth. I'm sorry."
Yes, I'm here about the shield that I left with you.
Yes, I have the shield ready for you. And he walks over past a workbench, and you can see that there is something sitting in the corner with a cloth draped over it. And he pulls the cloth back and picks it up and hands it to you. And just to your specifications, it has the name engraved upon the front of the shield.
I check out the workmanship,
It is very, very well done. The craftsmanship is impeccable.
You have my thanks. I will ensure this will be one of the last things that sorcerer sees before we send her to the abyss.
He says, "Well, when you finally do face off against this monster, make sure that she can see the name clearly. Maybe you can even shield bash, see if she can get a real good close up. Maybe she wouldn't have to squint to read it." He says, "Well, good luck to you," as he claps you on your shoulder, and he says, "I know that you are facing all types of an uphill challenge from here on out. But please do not forget that the eclipse approaches, and to miss the eclipse might end up dooming all of us."
Understood, and we will definitely do our best to ensure that we are where we need to be at the time.
I have great faith that you will do exactly as you say. Good
And
luck.
as before, Kelex turns away, but he kind of turns around just for a moment and kind of turns. I don't think you ever explained to anyone, how did you know Yusef? You and Shira.
Ah, yes. The funny thing was that we didn't realize that he had become the Emperor of Ket. I mean, it had been some years that we had seen him, and obviously his pact with this genie had kept him alive for a very, very long time. So much so that he would outlive even some of the just regular, definitely humans. And he says, "Shira and I, along with Yusuf and a handful of others, we actually traveled to defeat the demon lich Asarak."
Oh.
That is how we know Yusuf. He was a valiant fighter. He was a master tactician. Without him, we would not have survived that dreaded tomb. As a matter of fact, I believe one of your, I believe I heard that one of your group mates actually has a copy of Shira's book. Friends in the Tomb is a step-by-step of exactly everything that we saw and everything that we did inside that dreaded demonic place.
Maybe I will have to take a read of this book.
Yes. As a matter of fact, that is where Yusuf became acquainted with the jinn. There was one that had been kept there for some time, and he was the one who set up his pact with this creature.
It would be interesting to read it. I'd like to know more about Yusef.
Yes.
Let me actually
go ahead.
Before I take my leave. When did you actually lose track of Yusuf? I mean,
it wasn't too much long after we had returned from the tomb itself. We and actually it was Shira, myself, and Yusuf were the only three to survive. The rest of our party was laid low there in the tomb itself. Some of them had fallen to the horrifying traps that laid within, but we had two that were actually destroyed by the remains of Esherak deep within his tomb. It was terrible, to say the least. I mean, that took many. It actually took me probably a couple of centuries before I could get those dreams to go away.
Real quick, Brian, when you're saying that, is this the same? Maybe I pronounce it differently. So, is it the same Azarac that's in the Tomb of Horrors? Got it. Thank you.
You got it.
So, sorry,
it's okay.
I know I pronounce it one way, other people pronounce it, so I just wanted to verify. Thank you.
It's cool. Yeah, I probably butchered the hell out of it.
Potato.
Gygax is rolling around in his grave or something. He'd be like, damn it, Anderson, you had one job.
You know what? He's rolling for other shit way beyond
that.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I am just a small... I'm small bananas compared to the other stuff. Okay, so is there any other questions you had for him?
No, thank you, Master. Where's Ivy? I'll take my leave. My friends are waiting. We're soon to depart. So thank you again.
Yes. Good luck.
And I take my leave.
Okay. So yeah, you head back down the stairs. And you head out the door and head back to your friends. Anyone else need to do anything before? And as you're coming back out, you kind of run into Tomas as he's finishing trying to touch base with some artisans. You can see he's a smile on his face with the possibility of his creations coming to fruition.
You seem happy, Lord Tomas. You ready to hit the road again? Is that it?
I had an epiphany. If it comes out and when this is all over, if you guys want to invest, my fans are already calling. But yes, if you guys want to invest, can't tell if you hear the cat in the background, dumbass. But yeah, I've got a plan. I've got an invention. It's going to change Greyhawk.
Interesting. Okay. I guess we better go ahead and meet up with our companions.
Okay. Timble, you had something?
Real quick, Brian. Did
yes.
you give a timeline before the artisans would have something ready?
It would probably be close to 2 weeks.
About the time the boat's about ready, plan kind of thing. I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Nope. Perfect. That's actually perfect.
Okay. Very cool. Timble's
up.
I think he's muted though.
I'm sorry, what?
I was going to see if Yarn would like to come with me to visit Val.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Yeah, would go find his office thing where he does his work, or if he's around somewhere. I'm sure the soldiers know where the first ranger is.
Right. Yeah. So after a couple of questions of a couple of soldiers, you end up finding Val is actually on the archery field. And he is teaching, it looks like he's teaching Princess Sabah how to use an elvish longbow.
Oh.
So
that's nice.
Yeah. So as they see you coming, and both of them stop as soon as you get close enough, they So, Timble, Yarn, how are things going? This is Val
Going well.
talking. Yeah, Sabah doesn't really say a lot. She just kind of stands there and it's just kind of taking everything in.
Well, I'll recognize her and say "lady" and make sure that I give her due attention, and then back to Val. Need to bend your ear and chat for a little bit.
Of course.
And I asked Yarn to come because he comes from these people, knows a bit about sailing. We are thinking about the fact that we have to get to the far side of the world, and we need to have a boat built, but we also need provisioning and supplies. I have no idea what they might be. Yarn, as I said, as it comes from these people, he might have a better idea of what would be the breadth of what we might need for such a task to go so far in a boat.
Yes. Yes, he looks over at you, Yarn, and said, most likely, I of course, I don't know what the economy of the kingdom that you come from. I'm not really too sure. Of course, I'm pretty sure that gold speaks volumes, as with any country. I would think that they, being masters of the sea that they are, would know the proper provisions. I mean, here in Celene, we have no navy, so we have really no idea of how we would even go about doing something of that nature.
Yarn, I was my thoughts were more Yarn being able to speak with maybe your logistics officer.
What we're looking at here is a survival diet for however many days it takes us to get there. If we pack for 120 days, that's 4 months. It should not take us 4 months to get there.
I would hope not. That's a very, very long time. That would be extensive travel.
Yeah, I think my diet would tend more to the elven kind than, say, the Northmen.
I get it. You're looking for elvish rations.
Oh.
Okay.
You are not wrong. You are not wrong.
He says, well, that, of course, we can provide you. Of course, getting it to the boat might prove difficult, but
we just need a small warehouse to which I think we'll have to go down into the city and find. Maybe a few people to guard it and keep it from walking away.
We can provide that. That is definitely not a problem. Yeah. So
no, Val, your kind is not welcome in my lands.
But we're building up everything here.
No. If we build up everything here, then transport it there. That's great.
Hence why I asked for a warehouse.
Okay. There should be no elves going to the Coldlands.
Understandable. But alas, you do know that you will have to transport my sister, and she is an elf.
Yes, but I figure if we go with the Zyfe clothing with everything covered, we should be good to go.
And what are you going to do with that flag? Because I do believe the HMS Beagle would be, flagged under Celene.
It probably should be, being that a princess.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah, and it was also in the prophecy. And of course, to break with the prophecy might cause calamity.
Yes, but that will be... We're going to have a crew.
Of course.
We're going to have a crew. and I'll have to vet them before they go on.
Well, I would figure.
There are. What? Say again?
I figured you would want to pick from your kinsmen.
No. Some of my kinsmen, yes. My brother, my cousins, yes. However, there will be. We are not traders. We're fishermen. So there will be skill sets that we need that will have to come from outside the clan. But they'll need to be vetted.
Yeah,
And
we'll make it work.
I'm going to have to make sure that everyone likes elves.
Or is tolerant of other peoples.
Well,
Because
yeah.
they like gold.
We should start a program to teach him to be more tolerant and have
No.
it inculcated in the school systems.
Can we mute him?
He's muted. No, it's more on the order of the culture. The culture of the Cold Lands is a Sul culture, and we don't particularly care for any of the non-humans, other than dwarves. We like dwarves.
Dwarves are cool. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So,
I just would like to get
there's going to be some friction there. However, the spell mass suggestion works wonders.
we do just need to get these provisions here.
I suggested that.
Okay.
To the truth.
So Val says we can get you a storage area. That is definitely not a problem. I'll go ahead and have that set up for you. We can go ahead and start moving rations, elvish rations there. Might be a little bit more palatable to you and maybe others. And then, of course, once you have a sufficient, what are you thinking? Maybe 2 months of rations would be good enough, or maybe a month? And of course, you don't know.
We've never been there, so we have no idea. So it will be necessary for us to over ration rather than under.
Of course.
Yeah,
So
it depends on the cube of space of the ship. I'm figuring about a 50-foot long ship.
Okay.
50 to 60, and that'll cube out fairly quickly.
So we're going to need
water. We're going to need rations.
Wine.
How much
We gotta have the wine.
you drink, food and drink, right?
I would say, and frankly, I would like some ale. Mead.
It won't last the entire trip. Yeah.
You're right, it won't. It'll get me through the first month.
Okay.
Okay.
But I think we're also going to be needing oils for heating because it's fucking cold up there.
You think we're going to light a fire on a boat?
I think that we can use something. I have no idea what you do. All I know is
I can warm shit up. We're not lighting a fire on a boat.
never been on one, so I have no idea.
What is a sailor's worst fear?
In the head.
Fire.
His wife.
Buggery.
Okay, after his wife. Fire. No.
Yes, I know there's some story here about fearing fire from the fire wizard. From the north.
Oh Lord.
I'm not afraid of fire. The problem is what?
Wood burns.
Okay, we have a wooden ship.
I get it. You don't have to explain
A
it.
wooden ship caulked with tar.
Yeah, okay. I get it. No fire. But the moment my toes start getting cold, it had better start getting warm, or I'll find alternate ways of warming them.
You can bend your feet to where you bend
You
your
know, I can always shoot you from fate.
So you think? I think I'll warm my toes in your entrails.
Tell you what. You promise you won't light a fire on the boat, and I'll make sure that you.
I get it. Your point was made.
Okay.
I
see
know my mind is flighty. I know that we gnomes can be a little obtuse, run around, but no, I understand. I may be a little bit of an agent of chaos. I'm not quite that chaotic, since I'm going to be bothering myself on the boat because I'm on it. The water's cold. I don't like swimming. You know, all of that stuff. I get it. It's self-preservation. No fire. Got it. Done.
Okay, good. Thank you. So
We need a lot of split.
As soon as we know, let's go ahead, Val. Let's go ahead and plan on 3 months rations.
Okay, easy enough.
Okay.
And flint and steel. Get me some flint and steel to put on there. I don't want an ember box. He'll twitch.
I'm sure.
But I do want well enough to be able to make when we make landfall fire.
Of
Yeah,
course.
we'll be able to make fire. That's not going to be a problem. Fire
You
is
have to
easy.
buy the first month.
I don't think I'll have a problem with that.
Then good. Good.
Yeah.
If we're lucky, we can find some harp seals and extract oil after we club them in the head, and then we can burn that.
I'm all for the clubbing. I need shoes. Waiters.
Okay.
I started singing night clubbing from Train Spotting when I thought I liked clubbing. So anyway.
Okay.
All right.
So Val takes note of all the things that you would require, and he says, by the time you get back, I will make sure that we have the facility set up and the items that you need are going to be starting to be stored within.
Thank you very much, Val. We're trying to do that.
Val,
I do want a flag of Celene and proper paperwork. We need that to get past other ports.
Sure, of course. Yeah, well, we will make sure that you have all of the different diplomatic papers you require, the food that you need, libations for the trip, and things of that nature. Yes.
You're a fantastic friend. Thank you.
Of course.
and when my items are ready, if they could deliver them here, I'll gladly field test them.
Why do I have a bad feeling about this?
Field tested.
Maybe he's expanding on the whole, bag of poop.
I think we need to go to Pellak.
So we need to go get
Pellak.
jewelry, gems, and probably money.
Well, we're
First.
stopping on Pellak on the way.
Is it on the way, or is it?
It's on the way. It's on the way.
Well,
Okay, so are you going to Pellak first and then to the Horde? Okay, I didn't know if you were going to the Horde first and then going to Pellak, whichever.
I know what I thought. The Horde.
No,
Then,
at this point.
Okay, cool. Alrighty, so you all go up to the top of the castle where the Griffin riders usually assemble. They have griffins waiting for you. You hop back into the saddle of these fresh griffins and you take to the skies. Now, you're going to Pellak. It does not take you all that long, but it does take you over the mountains, which is it's not treacherous or anything. Of course, you can the weather is clear, and you're able to make Pellak in pretty good time. So by the time that you actually get there, it is closer. I'm trying to think, what time did you guys get up and do? Oh, okay. I think it was still morning when you all left. Because if
Well, I am from the Lorridges, so if we fly over, no,
yeah, okay,
it'll be nice.
So
maybe I'll see home.
Yeah. So by the time that you make it to Pellak, it is late afternoon, getting closer to dinner time. And as you land in the courtyard there of Castle Oversight, you are immediately greeted by several guards who, once they realize who you are, they take the reins of your griffins and tie them off, and of course showing proper respect.
Brave,
Hmm?
brave guards.
Yeah, very brave.
Feed them.
Yeah. So
one of the horses will go.
Yeah, grab a horse or two. So yeah, you are of course escorted by the guards to the castle. Once you step in, you don't have to go exactly too far until you run into Sylvere. Sylvere approaches, and he's like, "It is so good to see you once again. I'm sure you've heard the news."
News?
Yes, that Sir Timothy Truelight has returned.
Yes, I heard he was summoned to Pellak.
Well, yes, I suppose so. So this is wonderful, of course, but also you may not have, we have just recently gotten news that Eravisterax has actually struck at the capital city of Ket, and Lapolo is on fire.
Yes,
I knew I was her.
This is a big thing. And you can see the faces of the guards and the faces everyone who you pass. It seems as though their spirits have been lifted, that the dragon has struck a truly terrible blow against your foes.
That is definitely good news. I'm glad to hear it.
So
Is Sir Truelight, is he available?
Able to make himself available to us.
Of course, for you, of course. Yes. He has not. He has been extremely gracious about his return. He has not entered the throne room and has taken up shop in one of the meeting rooms.
And he does know why he was summoned to Pellak, yes?
He was told by the nobles that yes, so he has been made aware. But he of course wants to meet with you immediately, if possible, to find out what is the next step. Being that you are the Lord Protector and you hold the keys to power at this point in time of Bissell. So if you're ready, I'm sure he is definitely ready to see you.
Most definitely. Lead the way.
Cool. All right. Very good. So
rumbling for paperwork in my satchel. I'm getting all the stuff out.
Okay. So, you head down one of the side hallways to a meeting room that you know very, very well, one that you've been in several times. As the doors are opened by the guards, you see everyone who is in attendance here. It looks like there's 4 or 5. Probably 5 people standing around looking at a map on this table, on a large table. And as soon as the doors open and they all immediately look up, no longer bending over the map, and you see Sir Timothy Truelight. It looks as though he has not... he's just recently returned, so it looks as though he has not shaven or anything. He was doing pretty much guerrilla warfare for probably close to about 6 months after the fall of Truelight itself. So he's got a long beard, and his armor still is draped with like a wolf's pelt. He looks a little. He doesn't look like the same young man that you remember when you first entered Truelight all those many months ago. And he immediately walks over, extending a hand, and he says, "Lord Protector, once again, it is great to make your acquaintance." And he shakes your hand.
Sir Truelight is definitely good to see you. And I see you're well. You just recently returned from the front, as I can tell.
Yes.
I'm going over to the map table, and I'm starting to lay out paperwork, getting out ink and quill.
Okay. So as you're standing there, Timble, putting all these things out, you are quickly joined by a half-elven, not a half-elven, a halfling woman who just kind of settles up next to you and is looking over, looking at everything that you're doing.
Oh God, her name,
Plenty?
Plenty?
Yeah, Plenty von Mundrick. And
Okay.
you turn and look at her, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, it's Plenty von Mundrick."
I'm going to give her a hug and say, "I am so glad you're safe."
She returns the hug and is like, "I am glad to see you again as well. It has been way too long. Thank you so much for everything that you've done. It is amazing."
Yeah, but you don't underestimate your own effort. I'm so glad you're here. I'm reaching in for some more paper and starting to line them up also.
Mm-hmm. She says,
"I think I found the new ambassador to everyone, the Chancellor. Plenty."
she just smiles and it's like, we were very, very fortunate to have got linked up with friends of yours. The Regis and Gita Babbleboots.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, wonderful people. And so thank you so much for sending them our way. It definitely helped.
I'm happy to do so, and I'm glad that we have seemingly come through this well. It was a close thing.
Yeah. Now that Shajay has been freed from the yoke of the Ket tyranny, as well as Truelight, it is just a matter of probably weeks before Thornward is once again reclaimed. I believe the tide has definitely turned in our favor. The dragon has has lifted us. Even though at first it seemed as though we were completely doomed, the actions of your group bringing the dragon to our side, how can we ever repay your service to our people? It's just mind-boggling. So
it's truly our people. I am from the Lorrages out in the wild. I don't know why they did that. My parents are a little crazy, but this is what we do, and I'm glad that we are of such great service. We can talk about the other stuff later.
Of course.
How would you like to be the new High Chancellor?
I think it's already been kind of bantered around. So,
well, then the signature is all we're going to need if you'll come around the table with me.
She said, of course, I would love to go ahead and sign, but I feel that, yes.
Please. Let's just make it so. Do it quietly, and we won't miss a beat. I know you're capable. I know. Provided names and lists of people that for you to work with. Some treasury, and if we need more, we might have it. We'll see. We're in the middle of some other greater issues that we're dealing with, but we can, I think, provide more coin if needed, especially for our friends and their packages.
That's it. Well, I believe that once Sir Timothy takes the throne, he will be making those appointments. So I can't touch anything.
What a good reference for you, Timble.
Yeah, I can't touch anything until Sir Timothy.
Sir Timble's waving over Sir Truelight. General, do we call you General now? Because I think you're in charge of it all. So, General Truelight, please, if I may.
He says, "Hold on one moment. Hold on." He's still talking with Kelex.
She has my endorsement. She has my endorsement.
Okay. He says, so I believe after talking with the nobles, and being that it looks as though I am the last of the royal line here, that I will go ahead and take the throne. But I do not
happen to a better fellow.
But I don't want you. I don't want you to walk away thinking that you were overlooked. That was never the case. You have been.
No, we're good.
Everybody's like, cool.
I completely understand. My path right now is in a different direction, and I think their choice of selecting you as the next Margrave is definitely the right choice.
So he
couldn't agree more.
So thank you so much for your approval on this. But before, I like I said, I don't want you to think that we are not appreciative. And so the nobles have gotten together and have there is a manor house / castle outside of the city of Rabakel that it has been abandoned for some time. It has 200 acres of land that is attached to it. And we have decided that it would be better used for your team if you would take this as a gift from the people of Bissell.
Is that east or west? Is that east or west or Pellak, Brian? I'm just looking. Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it.
Pellak. Yeah,
I see it. Oh, okay.
Abandoned castle. Got a dungeon.
What kind of dungeon, Ed? Most generous. I'm sure my companions here would be happy to, see to its keep, and a place for us to hang our swords when we need to. But I think my chancellor, and I look behind me, I think is eager to get this transfer done. Silver.
I understand.
So I look at Silver. Is there anything that needs to be done before?
I said no. The nobles are here. And they have already signed documents in the affirmative. We were just waiting for you and Sir Timothy to finalize the last document. Then he can go ahead and call his advisors.
Good. No ceremony. I think I've had my fill of ceremonies of late.
Of course.
I guess there is actually one matter. There was something that was passed on to me when I took on the role as Lord Protector, and I don't want to do it, but it's the right thing. I'm saying this path I've done. I don't want to do it, but it has to be done. I pulled out Solert, the Radiant Warden, my Warhammer, because that was the +3 weapon that was given to me after taking the role of Lord Protector. I pull it out. I hand it to him. It's seen some action of late. It's definitely not the same hammer, but I hope it does you well as it did me.
He takes it and looks upon it, and he says, "This is just absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Lord."
I'm
Kelex.
chuckling a little because I remember you laying down quite a bit fighting with that thing. But okay.
Yeah, I know. The name I have given it is Solar Thalos, the Radiant Warden. I think a fitting name for
it is
an heirloom of Bissell.
And it will be the name that we keep for it for all time. Thank you. This
Brian?
This means so much. Yes.
In the paperwork that I have for everyone to sign, I have actually inserted a little something for myself in the paperwork.
Okay.
I would like a small holding in the Misty Hills.
Okay.
So I put that in there that I have a small holding in the Misty Hills. I don't know which one it is. I'll find it.
Okay.
I'll say it's mine and provide the proper paperwork. All the stamps and signatures are there.
Okay. So, Sir
Just to let you
Timothy.
know what's in there.
Mhm. So Sir Timothy walks over to the documents that you have laid out. The nobles that are present also lay out their documentations of everything that needs to be. And there is signatures on several pieces of paper, one for Kelex and the other one for Timothy. And so as you all go through transferring the titles, now going from you are now no longer Lord Protector, but you do still maintain the rank of General. So that's the one thing, they can't take that away from you. So you're just General Kelex or Lord General Kelex. Timble, you are now freed of your post as Sir Timothy, as the new Margrave names Pliny von Mundrik as his Lord Chancellor.
I will take a stamp and make sure all the stamps are correct. And when I'm done with it, I'm handing those to Pliny.
So Lord Timothy looks over at Yarn and says, Master Yarn, being that we do not have a replacement for you, we would ask that you would still consider to be our court mage until a time that you see fit, or if you can find a suitable replacement for us, we would love to have you as our master mage.
Certainly, with the caveat that I may not be here. I may not be physically here.
We understand. We know that you have. We know that you're needed in Greyhawk sometimes, and there are other things that you are doing. But at least we can. But at least as a ruling house, we can say that we have a mage. That is important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have anybody? I mean, I know you do not have an apprentice right now, but do you have anybody that might be able to take up your position temporarily while you're away? Just to advise. No? Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't really have one. Most likely what would happen is that he would petition the Crystal Citadel, and they would find a suitable apprentice from Bissell who would probably end up being assigned to Yarn. But of course the apprentice would either be able to go between Pellak and Greyhawk as his master sees fit. But that is up to the Citadel. but Yarn can request an apprentice.
Yarn has been diligent in not getting an apprentice.
not wanting to get wrapped up in that.
Your Grace, Master Truelight, I have one thing here also.
Mm-hmm.
I have this release for Grenna for her service as captain of the guard.
Yes, I
What
will.
do heads do?
I will.
Without
I will appoint a new captain of the guard. But I also believe that Captain Grenna should be elevated to the rank of major, and will also receive a stipend for that. Of course, her service being just exemplary. We've heard tales, so it's only fitting.
And she hasn't grown one yet.
We know of.
He just looks puzzled at you for a moment.
Oh,
and said, unfortunately, being that the rest of you are kind of foreigners, I really can't just heap titles and things upon you, unfortunately, even though I wish I could.
You could sign off and end that ambassadorship for a.
Oh, of course.
But when you think levels of the realm,
mm-hmm.
titles are fun.
Yeah. So I mean, they could be honorary titles, and so he looks at the rest of you, looks at Kiffi. So Master Kiffi, your service to Bissell is. We just don't know how we could repay you for your service, but we have sent notice to your people, and that when you can, I am sure that they would love to heap the accolades that you so justly deserve upon your return.
Hopefully, I'll be able to return soon. Everything I did was in service of my people.
Of course.
Master Medica.
And Sir Truelight, actually, that was something I was considering about a few months ago. Was going to ask Kiffi's people if they would, when the war is over, help maybe rebuild Pellak.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea. Of course, it could definitely use some repair. The dwarves that have been through here have been extremely professional and very kind. And the ones that we fought with in taking Truelight was without them, I don't know how far we would have gotten. I would say, but I could also say the same thing of our elven friends who came to us from Celene and the Vesvi. Without them, without all of them, we would not be, I don't believe we would have been as fortunate. Even those who came as far away as the Yeomanry and Starich, just, like I said, everything that you did for us by gathering our allies, by switching the side of the dragon, how our fortunes have truly turned for the better. So,
May I make a suggestion, since Russ is gone, that he gets the honorary title, since we're giving him away, Dr. Joe Biden.
Fuck you!
And speaking of our dragon ally, and I've heard the news, so hopefully this will get us closer to ending this war. Amongst the paperwork, there are some decrees of surrender that I had drafted with Timble here. You feel free to use them if you wish. They are there.
I believe that we are probably just within weeks of recapturing Thornwood. Afterwards, I'm almost I feel quite certain that the Ket and their allies will be coming to us for peace.
But peace at what
Don't
cost?
trust them. Don't trust them.
They owe you for
Princess.
everything and everyone that they took.
The young princess that we know, what's her name again?
Okay,
So-
you're thinking Ela
Ela.
Alzar? Yeah.
Yes. Unless it comes from her, I wouldn't trust anything that is said.
Timothy looks at you and says, You know of Ela Alzar?
Yes, we have spoke to her, and I'll say something that's meant for this room only. That and we took her to her father's tomb.
He looks, everyone, you just hear silence, like a pin drop. You could hear a pin drop in this room, and everyone is looking at you. And Timothy, the Margrave, looks at you and says,
Y'all didn't get the memo, did you?
No, we did not. This was not
There is
something
The Sultan of Fight is dead. The throne is held at this point by a sorceress named Adra. She may not be sitting on the throne, but she has a puppet on
She
it.
controls it. Yes.
There's definitely more going on in Ket than that we weren't aware of until recently. So
Ket
So-
is
once
actually
again,
the
Be careful.
Ket is actually not the problem. Zyth is the problem.
Interesting.
And the drow.
Oh, okay. So
She is a drow priestess.
So would you advise then that we reach out to Princess Ela Alzar?
I believe through her and her house would be the only true path to
agreed.
a real lasting peace.
But at this time, she does not have power. She has
Correct.
influence, but she has no power.
I don't wish to be vague with the Sir Truelight. I mean, if you have time, we can give you at least a 5-10 minute rundown of what we know and what's happened to us in the last couple of months.
Okay. So he motions everyone to take a seat.
Bravo.
Drinks are brought. And you all sit and talk with him for about 10 minutes, filling him in on all the information. He sits back, just, his fingers just, it's like, that is an amazing story. This casts a
It's
completely
not real
different.
amazing living it.
Yeah, this casts a very interesting light upon the entire situation now.
Agreed.
So I think probably what I'm probably going to do is he addresses the nobles and you all as well. And he says, I think I'm going to send plenty to Greyhawk to meet with Ela Alzar. I think that might be a good starting point.
I'd be happy to write out a letter of introduction.
That would be wonderful. Plenty is still standing next to you. She says, thank you, Master Timble. That would, I believe, help out a lot. Being that I'm still kind of new, I'm extremely new to this position. Any advice you have would of course be most appreciative. So,
well, yeah, I will certainly do that, and I'll quickly jot down anything that comes to mind concerning more of the nature of dealing with some of the spies and our situation where we stand, and who might be a friend to lean on, who not to trust, and catch her up on all of that, including the situation in with and Celene dealing with the princess who was taken. So be
Okay.
careful with all of that. If it does not come from some of the more solid sources, I would say Queen Yolanda could be compromised at times, simply from her stoic nature, not from anything outside. The elves have their way.
Yes.
Sylvia here speaking with Val, trusted. That is a trusted friend.
You
And
said, Val kind of cuts in and said, yes, if there's a way or a reason that we need to engage the elves of Celene, I will be more than willing to make sure that meeting goes well, as he assures plenty of the situation. Being that you've never been to Celene, it might prove to be an interesting trip for you if you end up having to make it.
And in Elvish, I'll tell Sylvia that feel free to use my name for whatever it's worth in the capital. Yolanda tolerates me, but they're good friends. I just worry about the Elvish way, not to insult you, but that's, you're long-lived, you're slow to react at times, because of something that happened hundreds of years ago. It's that sort of thing that I'm more concerned with, the politics of it. But Val's such a good friend. Please, and if you need me, do not hesitate to contact me and find a way.
Of course. So, you all finish up with your meeting. Everything is completed. You're now freed of your obligations. Wow.
I want to get drunk.
That was
Actually, what time of the day did you say it was, Brian?
right now it's right after dinner time. So it's right around that they brought in some food and drinks while you sat there and told the story of how you got this far and how things have been since you took the title of Lord Protector. Which
I guess we are resting before we head off to the Dragon's Lair in the morning. Yes.
Well, let's see. They've fed
I heard somebody say, "Is there a tavern?"
Well, of course, there's a tavern. There's the Crimson Banner Inn, or you can always go to Madame Plum's.
Yes.
Madame Plum's is a little different, but
You read my mind.
Okay. So,
Brian, whatever tavern we go to, I'm inviting the artisan crafting my magic item to attend, so that when he visualizes,
okay,
it's
so
a live performance.
Remember, it takes 2 weeks. The artisan in question is in Celene. You're now in Pellak.
Yep, forget.
Okay. I got to keep these things. I got to keep them in order.
We travel so willy-nilly, I feel like Joe Biden on a Saturday night.
Yep.
I'm up going to the Crimson Banner for a drink or two in celebration.
Ice cream.
Okay, so
what is the name of our spy guy over at the Plum?
that would be Vitram.
Vitram. Yeah.
Vitram,
I was looking through and I couldn't find his information.
Vitram Hairfoot.
Let's go and have our drink, and I know that the steward that was here.
Mm-hmm.
I told him much of my information early on when we started out. What is his name? Start in there, X something.
Yeah, it's been a while since I had to say it.
John.
Zian? Yeah, I think it's Zian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to speak with him for a moment and ask him to send a message quickly to see if at Madame Plum's, if our friend was there, and if so, you could join us for a drink.
Okay.
I would talk with him if he is.
Okay. Yeah. So you're able to meet with Zian for a couple of minutes. He assigns a runner to run to Madame Plum's and to deliver a message. So the rest of you head over to the Crimson Banner Inn. And of course, as you walk into the Crimson Banner Inn, it seems to be pretty lively here this evening. You see that there are soldiers who are just returning from the front, who are either on leave or convalescing or whatever, are here. There is doesn't seem to be any live performers or anything. But you can see that there is. You just feel that the atmosphere here has been lifted. It seems that the people are in really high spirits. As soon as you all walk in the door, though, the entire room comes to once again a pin drop moment. And a cheer goes up from the entire those who are in attendance, and you are immediately shown a seat at a large round table, pretty much in the center. You see that there were reserved placards on it, and they just wiped them aside. Drinks are brought to you. You are not expected to pay for them. The waitstaff has already made it abundantly clear. As soldiers and citizens of Pellak come up to you, shaking your hands, thanking you for everything that you did for them, for everything that the turn of fortunes, and you feel that you've definitely been appreciated. All of the hard work and all of the sweat, blood, and tears that were shed to get to this point.
Kelex kind of tells one of the waitresses, all the soldiers here, tell them their next round is on me.
So as they this waitress walks over to the bar.
Right. As the waitress walked up, I say, allow me. And I step up in the middle of our table. And the former Lord Chancellor has offered to buy everyone.
Feel free to worship us from afar.
Drinks on the house.
Yeah, so as you make this announcement, the bartender reaches over, there's a bell there, and he bangs it twice, and again the crowd erupts into cheers and applause. You can see that small kegs are being tapped as waitstaff walks around gathering mugs and steins, bringing them back, filling them up. People are just in a joyous mood this evening.
And so because Pav went out of his way to make surrender documents, I'm going to unveil a new song that I posted in the chat about Shirley Templar, sung to the tune of Sweet Child of Mine, and I rolled a 19.
Again?
Okay. So
This is why I don't take apprentices.
Okay, so I guess you take to the stage with your lute and
No, right in the middle of the table. We're on this large table. I'm standing right up in the middle of it.
Okay. So yeah,
Can we find another table?
What?
No. That won't be necessary.
Oh gosh,
Levitate
Oh,
him or the table?
him.
Okay, does he get a save?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Do you care?
I don't care.
He may not want to be saved from it. That's the scary part.
Yeah, let me find levitate.
I don't think it's one of those ones that's ever really.
it would be like a will save, or what kind of save you think, Brian?
Well, it's second level. It's a con save 17.
It's a concept. Geez, 17. Okay. Well, it's really kind of up to you, Tomas. If you let it take you, that's cool. If you want to fight it, feel free to roll for it. But
No,
it would
I'm
be a
rolling
con
with
save. Okay.
I think this is one of those things that we, as these level wizards and players, we're around this kind of stuff all the time. So I would assume I would just roll with it.
Okay, so yeah, now you are levitating above the table as you continue with your
30 feet in the air.
Oh jeez. Okay, so you're up in the rafters. People are like, this is crazy. Yeah, you're every so often you feel like the top of the roof is like scraping the top of your head. But people seem to be liking it.
For the record, it does have a con save.
Okay.
And if I rolled an 18 for the con save. Does that mean I get to control where I'm levitating versus numbnuts controlling where I'm levitating?
I think it just you're not affected by it, but you've already been affected by this. So
okay.
You've already allowed it to take place.
I got
so okay. So yeah. Like I was saying, drinks, food, everything is brought to you all said, and you want for nothing. Every once in a while the door will open and more people will walk in. They see who's there, and it's definitely one of those shows. Probably about a half hour into all of this,
Brian?
The fire marshal shows up.
Well, actually, he says it's one of those shows, and this kind of goes with a discussion Russ and I have been having. Is it kind of like when people walk in on a donkey show?
We've not been having any sort of conversation like that at all.
Yeah, I'm not interested in what kind of donkey show are we talking about.
Russ, I sent you a picture of a donkey dick.
So
I know you did.
That kind of, oh God.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping it was going to be like a farm show, like the state fair. No, we had to go a totally different route. It's a wonder this stream hasn't been canceled yet.
Brian, it is. We never mentioned the S word. That's why.
The S word?
Mm.
Oh, okay.
That's an instant ban on YouTube. SU.
Okay, we don't have to say it. I'm just like
Succubus? What?
Succubus.
You inconstant succubus.
Okay.
There we go.
That's what it is.
You see, you don't have to look at it.
That's a completely different thing.
Okay. So, like I said, probably about the half hour mark after all of this has gone down, a familiar face appears in a chair next to Timble as Vitram Harefoot sort of slides into a chair at your all's table and looks around at you all. It says, "Well, my friends, welcome back to Pellak."
Vitram and I will actually stand up and hug the guy.
Okay, he returns it. It's like, it seems that
my friend, you guys have done
your fortunes,
such great service.
Yeah, your fortunes and my fortunes have have come to fruition. I've heard that you have been freed of your yoke to the court. Congrats.
Oh, thank you. I mean, one of the things that of many is finally done. We've completed it. We're out of that and away from it, and no longer have to be worrying about the status of this war and how we can do all of that. We're free and clear, and I didn't think we'd ever see this day.
Well, congratulations. That is wonderful that you were able to free yourself from such a burdensome mantle. When
I was when I actually hugged him, I slipped something in a pouch of his, and that's what that roll was for.
The sleight of hand. Okay, cool.
It's like the royal stamp.
Oh, so he can rubber stamp stuff as he goes. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Okay. So, everybody is you sit back down, and he's like, well, it looks as though our business between myself and you guys are is probably coming close to an end.
Close to an end, but I think Chancellor Plenty will be very happy to continue doing work with you.
I hope so. I think that this could be...
I'm really confident.
Good. I hope that this is something that we can... a seed that will definitely grow into something much more profitable than just...
I have a bag of manure here if you want to fertilize that seed.
He just chuckles. He's like, well... my ears and eyes on the ground in Zyph have told me some interesting stories.
Which ones?
It seems that you have gathered the ire of one drow sorceress. How you did that, I'm not sure.
Yes. Time out.
Yes.
Casting a cantrip. Message.
Okay.
And when that sorceress dies, if you had a hand in it, you have access to my magic.
He looks over at you and says, oh. Well, we'll see what we can do about that.
Oh.
So.
Feel free. I would so much love to just simply have to show up and see her corpse. Mm-hmm. That would be so sweet.
Obviously, Kelex did not hear that since it was a message,
right?
Telepathically or something like that,
right?
Yep.
And indeed, yes. And any information that could be gathered on this sorceress would be very valuable.
That's what.
And you're an asshole.
That's what we're trying to find out now, is exactly the extent of...
Find out if that's an asshole or not.
Oh, no, it's an asshole. That's not in doubt.
I'll explain who we freed from the dungeon.
I know, I saw that.
And how things transpired,
well,
to make sure that he understands that they would be, I don't know his title, Emperor of Zyph would, well, he has passed, and there's been a charlatan on the throne for at least 2.5 years.
So he's like, oh, well, that's definitely news to us. Interesting. So
one more thing shows up on our doorstep.
Yeah. So the thing that's really, really interesting is that you have in your possession or within your sphere of influence a Princess of Zyph that was taken
Yes. A good friend, actually.
during your raid.
Mhm.
I can tell you straight away that the ruling family of Zyph at this point in time has dispatched several assassins to take those who they feel are responsible out of the picture. It would be very, very wise to watch your backs.
Oh, assassins? This could be interesting.
We need to get a message to Val if you could do that, just to ensure he's on his
That would be the Paladin, not me.
best behavior. I don't care who it is. It's one of you two. We need to certainly let Val know that assassins are on the way, if not present.
Assassins inbound.
Master Kiffi, do you by chance have the message spell handy? If not, maybe in the morning? Do they speak
Get him
English?
drunk
Alone?
and do it.
You just disrupted his drinking. He has to think a little bit.
If not,
I drink a lot with him. It takes a lot to disrupt his thinking.
Yeah, I don't have anything like that.
okay. Well, thank you. We'll definitely ensure Val. Yeah, Timble. Yes, we'll definitely ensure Val gets notified that of the assassins.
Good.
Hmm.
Good.
That is news.
Come out. One more message. And just to be clear, this is personal, not business.
He just winks at you, nods knowingly. He says, so other than that,
Real quick, Brian.
Yes.
What's the name of this tavern?
this is the Crimson Banner.
Crimson Banner. Don't you keep up with the current events?
No.
I work on other stuff. Shut up.
Define work.
He's got that case of PBR next to him.
Half case. Half case.
That was a half case.
I'm listening. Shit. Goddamn. I just want to know the name of the bar.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So he says, it seems as though once the war concludes, do you all know where you're heading next? I feel that it's probably within a month, and I think they're going to sue for peace. So we'll see. I don't know. It's getting, when my spies in La Pola have told me that a part of the city has burned, thanks to you all and your dragon friend. So I don't think it's going to be too much longer. I believe that the people of Ket have come to a point where the losses have become too great. They've lost a lot of nobles at my hand and the hands of my friends and your friends.
Oh, we love that.
So I think it will not take long.
That's definitely a welcome sound to my ears. Peace is definitely needed.
Yes, I certainly agree with that. But a part of me now is like, well, who cares? I'm not involved. But thank you for the news. It's great. The yoke being lifted has made me giddy.
Yeah.
So,
of course, folks like Kelex, Grenna, Tomas, the ones who are really invested in what happens with Bissell because they're it's really kind of their jam. He definitely was for their benefit. And he says, well, again, it's been good seeing you. I hope that our paths will cross again.
Oh, it will. I've got to see my friends every now and then.
Of course.
And I count you among that list of friends.
Yeah, I'm kind of, even though I hate to even do it, I'm going to have to send the Babbleboots back to their farm. They seem to actually be missing it. It was sad when I called them kind of, back into my sphere of influence, but they've done well.
They didn't look sad.
Huh?
So they didn't look sad.
They put on a good face. But so he stands up. He tosses a couple of gold pieces on the table, and he says, so make sure to get a couple of more rounds on me. Good luck to you all. Good safe travels where you're heading next. And hopefully we will catch up again.
Brian, as he starts to leave, I start a new song. It's called Guardians of the Grey, sung to the tune of the Green Berets. The lyrics, because Pav has been fucking with me all night. And I actually
What did I do?
rolled a 19, so woohoo!
You rolled a 19 or a 22? Looks like a 22.
Oh, I actually rolled a 9. Oh, yeah. Okay. Earlier I did a Constitution save. 22, so it's a great song.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's a great song. People are really digging it.
I read the lyrics. It's really nice.
Yes. And for the record, I think other people all over Greyhawk would like to hear this song.
Don't doubt my friends.
We are not going on tour, damn it.
Oh, Lord.
Brian knows now where this is going.
I mean,
I'll be glad to get him on the boat.
I mean, if you feel so inclined, I would not want to deprive you of sharing your genius. I mean,
Not yet.
Not yet.
Because we've not unveiled it. When I unveil it, I'll have it ready.
Okay.
You keep using this word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
It does.
Which word?
Genius.
Genius.
Genius. It's
Okay.
sheer genius. It's sheer genius.
Okay.
Does this involve a cone of wax? Ed, does it involve a cone of wax?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Does it involve a can of floor wax?
Well, I get where you're going with the floor wax now. That's a whole different thing. No. Ed has a genius plan that when this is all over, we can rake in millions.
Cone of silence.
Are you going to call it a gramophone?
Cone of silence.
Think of every shopette you've ever been in.
No.
Do I have to?
No, because if we could get the mass production down cost, then we can put them in all the military establishments in their officially sanctioned shopettes. So they can have that.
Yeah.
Well, first we have to get past the ending of the world before we can really think that'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, my friends, I think this is Kelex. I am going to call it a night because I believe we will have an early start in the morning so we can get to the Dragon's Lair and then get back to Celene quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, we all go back to bed after, but the song has been performed.
I will agree.
Okay.
Let's go.
So you all return to Castle Oversight where you have places to bed down for the evening. Again, you are greeted warmly by the guards there. They make sure that you have everything that you need, and you settle down for a very a very restful evening. The next day, you arise early. You're informed that your griffins have been fed, watered, and ready for travel. As once again, the Margrave walks out with the rest of his advisors, wishing you safe travels and good luck. And you step into the saddles. And anything else you need to do before you leave here?
Eat.
I would say most
We need to
likely
eat.
that was taken care of. Yes.
You're assuming that was taken care of? Wonderful.
Yeah.
If Plenty is there,
Yes.
she needs to, I'll tell her quietly, reach out to Vitram.
She looks. She doesn't really seem to know the name, being that she is not a Pellak regular. She was a Chargé regular, but she marks it down in a small book that she carries with her, and says, "I will seek out this person. Thank you."
John Zohair will make the introduction, I believe.
She looks over and says, "You know," and he just says, "Yes, yes, mistress. I definitely know who he is. I will make sure that an appropriate time and place is set for you to meet with this gentleman."
Thank you both.
Okay, so off you go into the Wild Blue Yonder, as they say. And you start making your way north. You're going to be heading north, trying to skirt around the Ket border, making your way closer to, I think if the map is correct, I think you'd probably fly a little over the Vespi to get to where you're going, but I'd have to pull my map up here real quick.
Are we getting the gems and money first?
That's where you're heading, I believe, right?
Is she that far over? I thought we were... No. I'll go wherever the money is.
Go wherever the money is. Okay, the money. Money. Let me see exactly. Let me take a look at my map here real quick. Sometimes it takes a little while. So let's see. You would fly over.
Yeah, I think we go over Valuna a bit.
Yeah, because you got to go to Perrinland. So, you could skirt through Valuna just a tad bit. If you're trying to avoid the mountains a little bit, you can follow the river, the High Fork, or the High, where it says High Folk. Oh, okay, over the town of High Folk. So you would be in the Western Vespi, and following that river that goes by Verbeeg Hill, Kortheim, all of those fine, wonderful places. It takes a little while to get there. It takes about 6 hours of flight. But you all once again are able to find Mount Perrin and make your way into the cave, passing by the shattered remains of the golems that were there. And once again, you find yourself in this large cavernous room. The lights have been put out. There is no lights. So as you come in light, and immediately it glints off the large amount of gold that is still present here. You start to make your way through, picking out gems and things of that nature. Make a perception or an investigation check, because I know what you guys are searching for, specific gems to take with you to those places.
I'm not looking for gems. I'm looking for latent items of interest.
And Brian, I sent you a private message in
I saw it.
20.
I saw it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Actually, you guys did pretty well. For the most part. Let's see.
My 10 is glaring.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah. So unfortunately, Lord Tomas, you don't really find anything of any great interest to you. Everybody else, though, is able to find the gems that you find some really nice rubies, sapphires, emeralds, and a couple of low, just a little bit low quality diamonds. But if they were cut, maybe recut, they may fetch more. Kelex, you're able to find what you're looking for,
Okay.
which is really nice. And you all walk away with 10 gems, worth in total 10,000 gold pieces in gems.
Yay.
Yeah.
I hand the ones I found, I give them to Grenna.
Okay. So, yeah, Grenna, I believe you're the one who's going to be probably the one holding the bag with this.
I'm going to give all I found -1.
Okay. Keeping one close to your heart.
Tomas, as he's searching, just casually kicking around. He's not into this, but he's really happy with his new song he just wrote called Proud to Be a Basilian. Sung to the chords of Lee Greenwood. And he closed out his act with that with a 22.
Nice.
And I would like to see some YouTube videos of you singing these lyrics.
Holy shit.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's just absolutely wonderful. Okay, so was that all that you wanted to do here?
I'm going to pick up some gold.
Okay. So
Stuff in my pocket.
Okay, so yeah, you're able to pick up probably about another 35 gold pieces just offhand.
I'm no longer hungry. I'm going to start picking them up.
Okay. Alrighty, so you all head back out to your griffins. And I believe your next stop is it Celene?
Can we find them something to eat first before we go? It's been a long day.
Yeah, you'll probably need to find them something.
We'll go down into the Vespi maybe and see if we can find.
Why are you trying to do so hard? Why are you trying to get into the Vespi so hard?
Well,
that's a blunt question. Why are you doing this?
My girl's there, and these animals need food, and that food probably is going to be best found in a forest. You know, the thing with trees and leaves.
But I can get everybody. I can get us back to Evastat instantaneously.
Yeah, but you see, these need to be returned.
And of course, we've done this once before.
Yeah, I know, it was horrible. I'm not trusting magic right now. Feed the griffins and take
let's
them
go
home.
to the Vespi.
Yeah, let's feed the griffins.
Just down the hill.
They deserve it.
Okay, so I gather you were going to fly to Amarillo instead.
No, I'm going to the Vespi into the woods. I just was giving him the
hard
bluntness right now.
Okay, fine. Alrighty, so you end up you take your following that sort of not a cavern, but more like a what would it be called? Is that kind of a what's it called?
It's a pass.
It's a pass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I was kind of thinking
not a spur. The hell's it?
Okay, so I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. I don't know. Maybe I'm too tired. I don't know. Maybe I'm too old. What like a canyon. It's like the Grand Canyon. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're following the canyon down back into the Vespi, and you're able to see some wild like goats and things of that nature. Yeah, like goats that are kind of like hanging on, or you know how like those goats that will be on the sides of like mountains and stuff. So it's really, really easy for these griffins as they go flying by just to grab a goat off the side of the wall. And
because griffins know goats are for food, not for fun.
that's right.
I'll whisper.
They know better.
Into the ear. I'll just whisper to my my mount and say, "Goat, looks really good. Why don't you have one?"
Yeah, so after probably about a good 2.5 miles of them just picking goats off the sides of this canyon, they seem to be pretty well satiated, and they continue their trek south through the canyon. Let's see, it's going to take a little bit longer to get to, actually not much longer. Probably about 7 or 8 hours to get to Celene. So by the time you finally make it back to Celene, it is early evening. You land on the rooftop there. The mounts are taken by the elven the guards there, the flight. The flight crew, your deck crew.
I'm going to flip a gold coin over to the handler of my griffin and say, give him some treats. He was a very good mount, and I'll ruffle his feathers and head on in.
Okay.
He can try.
Okay. So, you as you start to make your way back into the castle proper, you are probably about on the third, on the third floor, heading down when you catch Princess Asenath coming around the corner, literally running into you all. As she makes her way, as she makes the turn, she just kind of bumps up against you and immediately kind of just jumps back a minute, her eyes blinking and going, "Oh, you're back. Oh, where does my mom know that you're back?"
Well, we took the griffins and we came back. I don't know. Is something afoot?
Yeah, it seems as though it seems that Sintaisha has done something. I'm not really too sure. Mother hasn't told me about it yet, but Melda and her and Val have been kind of locked in the throne room for the last 2 hours. So I just want
Escort us, please.
Yeah, of course. And so
Quickly.
she heads down. She takes you guys down to now. You can see that there are guards, heavy amounts of guards on the floor, and you see as they are moving around. Shira comes through the front door of that, and she looks livid. You've never seen her look angry before. As she immediately grabs Asenath by one of her ears, and you hear Asenath sort of squeal out in pain, and she said, and Shira says, "Where have you been? Your mother is worried sick." And Asenath, of course, is just petrified. Shira looks up at you all and says, "Oh, you're back. This is good."
What's going on?
Well, it seems as though we have. It's probably better if we talk with Yolanda.
Okay.
So
please, you done?
Yeah. So you all head to the throne room. The doors are opened by the guards. You walk in, and you can see that Val, Yolanda, and Melda are standing, Yolanda's sitting on the throne. Melda and Val are talking with her. They're standing on the steps. And of course, as soon as they see you, they immediately stop. And Melda walks over to you, Kelex, and says, "Oh my gosh, it is so good that you returned so quickly." It seems that most of the kitchen staff were poisoned, and we believe that Sentisha was a part of this plot.
How?
We're not really too sure. The only thing that we were able to detect was that there was it was a note actually left under one of the serving trays.
May I see it?
Of course. She walks over and Val hands it to her. And
what's the note say?
It says, as you can you read Elvish?
Timble?
I have Elvish, yes.
Okay. So, Timble, you take a look at it, and it says, "Prepare for the new queen." And it's written as Yolanda and Shira state that it's definitely Sentisha's handwriting.
I thought she was in... And no one saw anything.
No.
We were just informed that the for bringing the young princess back from what the hell is that? Zeif. And bringing her back, there have been assassins sent to, well, kill us. Probably Val is in that number. So, a poisoning of the staff. Yeah, it's the Drow thing. They so love to poison.
Yes, but as
You
Yolanda,
think Sentisha...
Yolanda
I'm just
sort of
that there's a bit of connection.
She said, most likely, I understand where you would think that it might be a drow plot, but the thing that the poison that was used was actually life tree poison. Something that the drow would not have access to.
Yeah. Well, but she has access to it, and
Actually, that seems like exactly what they would do. Is they would have access to a poison that they didn't seem to have access to.
Well, I think that maybe the witch in the desert there. We've seen so much that seems connected. I just can't believe that they're not. I may be foolish. I may be dreaming, but we have Use, I think, moving in the world, and if that's the right God that we're thinking of, I don't Use.
Use, yeah.
Is moving towards, I don't know, destruction, conquest, whatever you want to call it, and the time is counting down for us to be on the opposite shores. I can't help but believe that they are not connected. They have to be.
Probably. So,
and this is a Pav question. Wasn't she under custody? Or did she escape?
She escaped.
She escaped.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have the probably a silly question. Have the Druids of the Grove been questioned? Obviously someone's confirmed that it's definitely that poison.
Yeah.
But nothing. They didn't notice anything.
Yeah. Moore's Ivy was able to determine that it was from a batch. that had been made some time ago. There is no expiration date on life tree poison. So who knows when it was actually extracted and placed into vials. But unfortunately, they lost 7 people. And
sorry to hear your loss. I do reckon that this is the second poison attempt that's happened.
Yes.
I don't know if druids have the ability, but I recommend that before you eat, Your Majesty, and well as your family, is maybe have Shira cast purified food and drink before partaking.
Yes,
in the future.
Yes, we've definitely taken that as a new precaution. Yes, it's very, very disturbing that she would stoop to such a cowardly an attack of this nature. But
that's what the drow do.
But just let it
cowardly.
Yeah, just let it be known that everyone is fine, other than, of course, those that we'd lost. But the royal family, of course, is resolute and will not be deterred from doing what we must. So I'm glad to see that you've returned. This is Yolanda speaking to you. And she said so. So I take it that you are ready for your trip.
I think we're near that, but
good.
The assassins that have been sent, just that idea worries me greatly. I worry greatly for my friend Val. I do not wish anything to happen to him. I'm feeling an urge to stay here and watch things, but I can't. But I want you to know that were I able, I would be with you.
She says, we do appreciate that, but we also understand that you have a very pressing matter that needs to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Yes. So, is there anything that we can do for you before you leave?
Your Majesty, there is something I wish to discuss with you in private.
Of course. Shira walks over to you and says, will you be journeying through the stones that Bartholomew is guarding?
I believe that is our intent.
Then you will be happy to know that I can get you there very quickly. We shall tree stride. I hope that will be acceptable.
That'd be fun.
There we go.
Yeah, when do we want to go? Let's get this over with so we can get back.
Get mad at me.
What'd you say, Timble? Sorry.
I said, let's go. Do you want to go now? I want to get this over with so we can get back.
Agreed. Sorry, Your Majesty. I feel that this is a matter we need to take care of quickly. So, yep, when everybody's ready.
Where are we going?
Into the wild!
The Feywild.
Yes.
Okay. So,
What one does remain?
okay.
You got something to say, Russ?
What kind of weapons do we have?
Our magical ones?
All the good ones?
I have a bunch of pointy ones. Which one would you like?
Do we have any iron ones?
Man, that might be a little bit out of character. He needs to make some kind of check to make sure he knows iron is against the Fae.
Give me an intelligence check.
Cone of silence.
Cone of
Intelligence, hey Russ, if you fail this, then you are a bitch.
Don't roll a 1, please, for the love of God. Okay, good. Okay, it wasn't a save; it was a check. There's a difference. There's a difference.
We're on intelligence right here.
Yeah, it's just your regular intelligence. Yeah, it's not a save.
No.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, that sucked.
Look!
Wait a minute. Was there anything in the books that I read about weapons in the Feywild?
Well, yeah.
Look! Look!
It's your last.
Wow. Jeez. Damn, that's painful. Okay.
And on note, I would say that taking iron would be a great insult to Bab. I do not think that we would want that.
That's why I thought that was fucking bullshit.
Wisdom save.
Okay, so, all right.
Are we ready?
Let's go.
Okay, so Shira escorts you out to the courtyard where there is a very large, looks like a large maple. And she reaches over, touches the maple, and it splits. And as it splits, it looks as though it's some sort of like a greenish light is pouring from it. And she says, "After you." Okay.
Thank you, Sharon. Your help has been much appreciated. And Kelex strides through the hole.
Okay. So you step through.
Lord Ambassador Waverly puts himself on mute so he doesn't say something stupid.
Okay. So the rest of you, I guess, are walking through the portal in the tree.
That implies that he says stuff that's not stupid.
Okay.
That doesn't happen very often.
I stride right through.
Okay. So
And we're off like a turd of hurdles.
okay. So once you all are over, you're on the other side, you see that you're stepping out of a matching tree, another maple, and it looks as though as you pass through, at the very end, Shira walks out last. Bartholomew is standing in his druid glade in the center of the stones, watching this all occur. But as soon as he sees that Shira is with you, he immediately bows in reverence and comes in and greets you all and Shira. And he says, "You're the highest druid. Welcome to my grove. I am glad to see you once again." And he, in turn, looks at each of you and says, welcome back. I recognize at least a few of you. He looks over at you, Tomas, and says, "Oh, didn't you have a scar at one time?"
I did, but it's been, shall we say, rectified.
Yeah. You kind of look around and catch Shira's eye, and she just kind of nods her head to you. And he says, "So, highest druid, how am I to help you and your friends this night?"
We wish to go.
How would you like to introduce us to the Feywilds?
Well, if you are ready, I can make that happen.
Is there any advice you would give us?
Stay on the path.
Stay on the path.
Yeah. Stick to the road. Stay off the moors. That sort of shit. He says, "Well, number one, do not make any deals with any of the Fae. They are very tricky, and they will try to pull these tricks upon you.
Place.
You may also want to not use your real names, because names have power, and if you use them, they might be able to harm you in other ways. So I would choose different names, and trust me, they will try to trick you. Do you have a suitable gift for them?
I'll pull out one of these and show him a gem.
Okay, he says so. Very good. All right.
Well, we actually need to go to see Princess Pilatarina.
Okay, so
we're deep in the weeds.
yes. Well, most likely, what will happen is once I open up this or activate the lines that will blur the border between our worlds, usually the powers that be that control our realms will know of your intent and of your quest. And so it should place you pretty close to where you need to be. It will not put you exactly where you need to be, but it will put you close. You will, of course, if you are seeking a Dryad princess, you will, of course, go before the summer court. That in itself is not completely terrifying. But there is that. So, are you ready?
We all have our fake names.
We should probably work on that before we go.
That'd be a good idea.
I can't wait to hear these.
Oh, I'll be Balin, son of Fundin.
To be Lord Tomas Waverly, Ambassador of Greyhawk.
What was that first name?
Lord Ambassador Tomas Waverly.
He doesn't know how to follow directions.
No, he challenges when people put directions. Plus, I'm writing some kick-ass music over here.
That's
Good.
weird.
Offering
So-
to them.
Kelex will be Sir Thalian Everbright.
Never going to remember that.
Thalian Everbright? Just call me Thal.
Alien.
What if I want to be Sir Tomas Waverly?
Just say goatee.
Well, then we'll have to do they'll have to do a perception check, tell who the real Sir Tomas Waverly is.
Or
How
you
about
could be his twin brother.
Oh, you can be Tomas.
Call him Thomas. Don't
Kenny
you can be-
Waverly.
You can be Thomas Waverly, and it'll confuse them. Who's who?
Timmy Waverly. Little Timmy. I'm your little
No,
brother,
actually-
Timmy.
I think the Thomas Waverly thing is funny because I've written that into my backstory for all along that people confuse me with him. Didn't I, Brian?
It's true. That goes all the way back to the beginning. Once,
Right.
right after
remember those
the
title thing.
death of Toby. Okay. So if
What's
everybody-
Toby's last name?
What's that?
What's Toby's last name?
Wild Seed.
How about Toby Tutman?
Wild seed. You make my uterus breed. You make
Agent of
everything groovy.
Agent of Chaos. Toby. Wild Seed.
Tone of silence.
By the way, Toby Wild Seed is off of Charlie Sheen, so just roll with that.
Okay.
Crumb cookie. Katrina got crumb cookie.
I'm just Toby.
Crumb cookie.
Crumb cookie. Okay. So good. Now that you have your names picked, I hope. So Bartholomew turns and he starts to chant in in the druidic tongue. Behind you, you hear Shira also starts to as a chorus. They both continue as they are doing so. The stones that are around you, there are 7 stones total. It almost kind of looks a lot like a Stonehenge sort of deal. They start to each one individually. Light seems to start pouring from them. Some is light green, some is lightish blue, some is silvery looking light. But the one stone in the center glows a bright reddish orange color. And he steps back, him and Shira step back, and they said, all you must do is to touch the stone. Good luck to you.
I turn to Shira, I wave, and I run up to the stone. Touch it.
So Yarn, Timble, both of you
Hopefully
guys.
It will be only a short few days and not a few months when he touches the stone.
Okay. So I guess everybody touches the stone?
Oh, sure, why not?
Okay. So as soon as you touch the stone, if you remember, it was nighttime, or getting very, very close to nighttime when you were in Celene. But where you find yourself once you reappear, it looks as to be the most strangest place you've ever seen. It looks to be a type of forest. The trees are vibrant, strange colors. The sky it's almost like an iridescent purplish blue. You don't really know where the light source is coming from. You don't see a sun or a star in the sky. It's just swirling purplish light.
Do we have a shadow?
Swirls over everything. Huh?
Do we have a shadow?
No, that's the one thing that just completely, there is no shadows, but as you are looking around, you can see that the plant life here isn't just weird colors. It also seems to be of weird shapes. And while there is no actual breeze that you can feel on your skin, you can see that these plants and these trees are actually moving. The branches, the grass seems to sway. And all the while that you're looking at this, you kind of feel that you can hear voices.
Don't trust the foliage. Don't trust the foliage.
But the one thing that you notice is, like I said, you're in kind of looking, you're in this forest, and you can see that you are on a path. There is a path that, of course, the path behind you and the path in front of you. But all the while,
perfect solution to this.
Okay.
Arcane Eye.
Okay.
It's a floating eye that goes ahead of us.
That's
great.
Okay. All right. Very, very good.
Yay!
So I am going to move you guys to the map. And then I'm also going to show the map to everybody else on. Okay, so here we go. And you guys you may have to zoom out a little bit to see yourselves. Hopefully everybody has vision. It should be set for light. So you should
see it.
Yeah, you should be able to see yourselves.
Where are we?
Oh, that's not me. That's not us.
To the left. To the left.
Oh, to the left. There he is. Okay. To the left. To the left.
For the record, Brian, I don't know how time works here, but I waited about 5 minutes before I actually touched the stone.
I was waiting for that.
So he's not there.
Okay, so let me move him off of the
You
map.
saw it coming, didn't you?
I saw that smug little look as you were just sitting there.
Okay,
I
so
didn't
as you all look around, you realize that one of your teammates is missing. Guess who?
This should go a lot smoother now.
It should.
Okay.
She realizes how much damage I take every round, every game for these guys. Anyway.
That
We
sounds
don't
like a
have to
personal
fight.
problem.
Okay. So
Fighting is not a necessity.
all right.
Lead on, Grenna.
So as
Do
you
what?
cast your arcane eye, this
Yep.
orb, what looks like an eyeball, appears in front of you, and you can now direct it to where you want it to go. And how far ahead do you want it to go?
30 feet.
Okay, so
Right about there.
right about there. Okay, so let me see if I can find a suitable arcane eye. Let's see if I have one that would work.
If you need one, I'll loan my arcane brown eye.
Oh, jeez. Your arcane
You know, that
brown
wrinkled
eye.
brown of yours gets way too much use.
Let's see if I can use that one. Okay.
Pop saw that one coming.
Jeez.
Alrighty, so I found something that might work. It's not the prettiest, but I think it'll work. Okay.
It'll work. And
so-
it can see 30 feet
okay.
that way.
Cool. Okay, so for every 30 feet. And you're just trying to keep it 30 feet in front of you at all times?
Right. So, and it has dark vision as well.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that could be useful.
Could be. Maybe.
I guess I assume we follow the path. Yes.
Yes.
Follow the bouncing eye.
I was gonna say follow the yellow brick road, but that works too.
Follow the bouncing eye.
Okay. So yeah, as you're following this path, again, like I said, the foliage here is absolutely spectacular and very fantastic. Everything, of course, undulates and moves. And as you get closer, your eye starts to pick up the sight of, it looks to be a large bonfire in the distance. And there seems to be shapes, humanoid shapes, dancing around this large.
What about the
bonfire.
pavilion?
It looks like it's just some sort of strange looking. It's like a gazebo, but it's totally overgrown with all these weird plants and things. It's very, very strange. But as you get closer and closer, you start to realize that this bonfire, there are these beautiful maidens are dancing around it. You can hear this beautiful music playing. And as you spot this and you can hear this beautiful music, you feel compelled to join the dance. And I need everybody to make a wisdom save.
Great.
With disadvantage, unfortunately.
Brian, with my new sword, do I have to be wielding it to get the advantages, or does it have to be unsheathed, basically, for me to get the wisdom? Because you said I get wisdom saves with that.
That only works if you are being overtaken by the darkness.
All right. Also, and remind everybody, if you're within, because I have that aura, just real quick so I don't forget it. Dun 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 dun. Give me a second. Okay, so I have both the aura devotion and the aura of protection. So within 10 feet of me, if you're within 10 feet of me, you get a +3 to bonus to all saving throws. But while you're conscious, friendly creatures, including you within 10 feet, can't be charmed. So,
okay, that's cool.
Well, what's the first advantage?
Yeah, so that will.
You were really fast there.
Yeah,
everybody's
so,
like, color.
Yeah, so that would kill the advantage or the disadvantage on
Okay,
it.
cool.
Yeah.
So we still roll a save, right?
Yep.
All right.
Well, I think my 16 is pretty good, so I think I'm going to just keep that. Thank you.
Okay. What else did everybody else get? Ooh, that's a beautiful 10, Kelex. Real nice.
I know.
That's a 1.
That's a 1.
That's a 1, sir. Okay. So, okay, if you got a 17 or less, you are going to want to join in dancing with these absolutely beautiful. They look kind of elvish, but and as soon as they spot you, they immediately hold their hands out and singing and dancing, and you start to.
We're compelled to move forward?
Yes, you are compelled to move forward and join in the dance. And as you get into this glade, you realize that above this towering flame, this bonfire, you see these magical musical instruments are playing in the air above you. And it's just unbelievable. You just feel this you just feel overwhelmed with happiness, and you who was able to make their saving throws?
Do I get to take the first one or the second one?
You got a 23, so stick with that one.
Yeah, I would stick with if that was your first one.
No.
What was your first one? A 12?
Well,
no. Yeah, you have to stick with the first one. So you are joining the dance. The dance. All right.
Kelex is doing his best Knight's Tale moving.
Oh, yeah.
Safe to dance.
Okay, so the only Kiffi, how did you do?
I
think you actually made it, didn't you? Your wisdom
got a
save?
17.
Okay, so you got a 17. That's really good. Okay. So you're the only one. So you're standing there next to Bubbles. Because Bubbles was unaffected completely by this, as the rest of them join in with the dance. And so now these beautiful elven creatures are dancing in a circle. They're holding your hands, and everything just seems just absolutely just beautiful. And then they start to laugh, and as they laugh, they start. It sounds like their voices start to change, and they are. I'll make sure to get everybody where they're. So everybody should be kind of between. If you're dancing, Timble, were you dancing also?
Yeah, but I'm looking at my gnome cunning. I have advantage against magic, so I don't know if this is magic. But neither of my rolls, including the third one with luck, passed. So
Okay. So everyone is dancing, and you're holding hands with these creatures, except for Kiffi and Bubbles. And so, like I said, as so Timble, not Timble, sorry, I'm just losing it. Kiffi, as you're watching all of this going down, just thinking how frivolous and stupid it seems, you start to notice that there is a change in these elvish creatures, and they seem to be getting taller. Their bodies are elongating. They are turning. Their skin looks mottled and greenish gray, and their hair is just black and greasy. Their noses turn into hooks, like hook noses, and their eyes sink back in their skulls. And
That's like waking up for a one night stand.
Yeah, you have to gnaw your arm off to get it. So I need everyone to make a initiative roll. Yeah, let's do that. Make sure to click on your icons before you do so. Then I shall click on my little friends here. So actually, Kiffi, you can go ahead and make either a nature check or an arcane knowledge check to find out what these creatures are.
Let me just have a look here.
And Brian, remember, about 5 minutes after they touch the stone, I'm coming in.
Okay.
We'll see you in a week.
Yep.
Actually, no, time actually should be faster going this way
Whatever.
than going the other way.
So you're turning into the future, and you didn't tell us about this?
What's that?
So if your calculations are correct,
I'm coming in right about now.
again, if your calculations are correct,
correct. Right. So yeah, we'll have to figure the calculations are correct thing. Because if you also remember, the time is different here, and it gets really weird. It's kind of wobbly. We kind of weird here.
I rolled a 16 on an intelligence check for calculations.
Okay.
that still doesn't mean they're correct.
And how did you calculate that roll?
I'm providing him data.
It's like statistics. It's a great way to be wrong with confidence.
Right. Okay. So, Kiffi, you came up with an arcane of 14. So, Kiffi, you know a little bit about these types of creatures, but you're not really too sure if you have the exact you've heard them called hags, but you're not really too sure. There are different types of hags. There's sea hags, there's green hags, there's anise hags. There are different types of hags, but you just kind of feel that this really meets the true and proper definition. You just kind of realize, yeah, there are hags. But as the rest of you were dancing around, the music stops, and as you're standing there, you're still kind of holding these, and you look down at these dead fish cold hands that you're holding onto, and you're like, the spell has obviously been broken. So yeah. So Timble, I don't know why you moved your character all the way over there, because you were here.
Well,
just saying.
I was there.
You can't escape. You can't escape.
I don't
Okay, so let me go ahead and roll for my friends, and then we will see where we end up going. Let's see, hopefully it takes. It did. Good. Oh, now you can see what they are. Isn't that special?
Special.
It is. Ooh, that's a natural 20. That's nice.
I'm glad it was initiative.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, just think if it had not been. Oh, the horror. Cool. Next. Ooh, that one didn't roll well. That's okay. You guys will be happy. Next. I know. I get it too. Dang. Okay, and I think we are almost. Don't know. Did I already roll that one? I don't think I did. No, I didn't roll that one yet. Alrighty. Neat. Okay, I think I got them. I think I got everybody. And he's in the order. Wow. Okay. So, this is what you see. This is what you are. This is how it's laid out. But I think, being that it is already 9:43, it would probably be fine if we left it here as a cliffhanger. So we shall try this next week. Alrighty. Hey, at least you get to fight something in the Feywild.
Yay!
Fun.
And it started the next session next week.
Yep. And so we will start with Timble at the very top, followed by the first couple of hags, and we'll see what happens from there.
What do we have the hags numbered in a way to know which ones are which?
On the turn order, I know I don't know if you guys see them on the turn order, but there should be numbered.
Well,
no.
A yellow box goes around them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, the first one is next to Yarn and Timble.
Oh, lovely!
And then the next one is between Kelex and myself.
I don't see the. Okay.
Yarn, I have you down here like twice.
I see now.
Don't know how that happened.
Yes. Doppelganger.
Oh, okay.
Remember that twin brother we were all talking about?
So Grenna, you're down here twice too. Were you 12 or 5?
10 didn't show up in the initiative roll, so I rolled again and got a 5. I don't care whether it's a 10 or 5.
It's all good. Kelex, you're down here twice.
I got a 17.
Cool. Okay, good deal. Let's see. I'm just cleaning up, making sure I got everybody right. Okay, it looks like everybody's right. Okay, well, very good. Alrighty, so folks watching at home or watching later, thank you all very much for hanging out with us this evening and watching episode 53 of A Princess of Celene. Try to catch us next Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we shall do this all over again. Hopefully we'll get into some combat and we'll see where this leads us. And we should have a lot of fun with that. Make sure to check us out on iTunes and Spotify. We have our podcast over there. Just type in The Mystic Syndicate. You can also do that on YouTube to check out our videos of past performances that we've done here. So make
Brian,
sure. Yes.
Congratulations, being listed number 1.
Oh yeah. We're actually ahead of Mystic Syndicate, the band from North Carolina. So, haha, up yours. No, I don't know them, and I don't want to cast shade upon them. That's not.
Can I cast shade? I'm a performer too.
Okay. So yeah, just make sure to check us out. Hopefully, you can take a look at, like I said, our past episodes and see if you like it. Make sure to leave a comment or a thumbs up or whatever. We would love to hear from you if you have any ideas. Or if you have ideas for magical items that we can give our adventurers, that would be kind of cool too. I would be more than happy to take a look at what you have in mind, make sure that it isn't going to break the game any more than it's already been broken. And we'll see what... See if we can use that or not. And we will give you complete credit for it. And I will be more than happy to send you out a Mystic Syndicate sticker. And also, while supplies last, a bumper sticker for your car that says, "Goats are for food, not fun." So...
Back that one more, Brian. If somebody wants to give me a Crown of Lordly Might, I would be happy to send them whatever Castles of Crusade PDF they want.
Ooh, wow, that was really kind of them. You're kind of you. So also awfully brave of you to assume that I'm going to just give you that shit. Okay, guys. But all right. So everybody have a good rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will catch you next week, Thursday. Good night.
Hey.
Good night, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, adieu, 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 you and you and you.
Ed, how have I been fucking with you all night?
Man, you were fucking I was posting the lyrics, and you said, "Well, I want to put out there officially the surrender
And
order."
I read those lyrics and I thought they're great. I put a little emoji